send the Thunder home. Lillard, long range three.
Beautiful morning. Get the sun up,
All right, welcome back to CO Sports Talk. And it may look a little different. That's right. Casey is gone, and his replacement is Mr. Luke Maxwell. You've seen him before in episodes and as a guest caller, as well as on trivia and stuff. So, yeah, Luke, thank you for being filling in today.
Thank you for having me. I just shout out Casey. You know, it's going to be hard to fill his spot, but I'll do my best. So, yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Indeed. So today, we'll talk about NBA Finals still going on. We have Game 6 tomorrow or today when you're watching this. College baseball, MLB, NHL, and World Cup. So a lot of stuff on the slate today. So let's get into it. So as we've seen before, Luke does know quite a bit about the NHL, and Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals just happened, and I mean just happened. And we had an overtime thriller where the favorited Colorado Avalanche won Game 1. And as Luke just mentioned to me off camera, they scored all three of their first goals in the first period and didn't score again until overtime. So, yeah, this was a thrilling one.
Mm-hmm. This Lightning team's dangerous, though. I mean, this is their third straight year in the Stanley Cup. They got studs like Nikita Kucherov, just to name one. I mean, total baller. That guy's like fills the stat sheets with points, goals, assists, everything.
And they have that Stamkos fella as well.
Mm-hmm. They've got experience. Don't count them out.
Yeah, exactly. Experience is something that is in their DNA. Obviously back-to-back champions. They're trying to build the dynasty here if they haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you think? I mean, I know it is 1-0 Avalanche, but do you think they are going to be the champions, or do you think Tampa Bay? Because, we saw them come back from 2-0 Rangers. So, they're never out. But who do you have winning this one after what you saw from Game 1?
For me, personally, I want the Avalanche to win just because I think the Lightning have won enough.
Yeah.
And I want to see a new team win, but it's so hard to pick against the Lightning.
It is.
And for that reason, I think the Tampa Bay Lightning will win in 6, but I do want the Avalanche to win.
Yeah. I mean, we saw what the Avalanche did to the Oilers, man. Swept them.
Yep.
But yeah, one of my good friends is a Rangers fan. We've had him talk on here before, also named Luke. And I was paying attention to that series because of that, and I thought the Rangers were gonna make it, but I shouldn't have counted out those Lightning, man. So yeah, this is gonna be an entertaining series. I mean, we've already got a thriller from Game 1, so I'm excited to see what we got going forward.
Yep.
All right, the field of 8 for the College World Series is set in Omaha, Nebraska. We got Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Texas, Notre Dame, Stanford, Arkansas, Auburn, and Ole Miss. So one thing I noted here was that besides Stanford and Notre Dame, these are all SEC or soon to be SEC teams. So that kind of shows you who dominates college baseball, and that is the South.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Notre Dame and Stanford for holding their own here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we saw all these teams, make it out. And Stanford, I followed obviously the closest because I live near them. And they beat UConn in 2-1 in a best-of-3 series. Do you think Stanford has what it takes? Because, they definitely are probably favored at this point because Tennessee and Oregon State both lost to Notre Dame and Auburn, respectively. But yeah, I think they have what it takes as long as they don't play how they did against Texas State in the first 8 innings of that elimination game.
I definitely think Stanford has the star power to win it. It's just like against Texas State, against UConn in Game 1, they do have a tendency to drop games here and there.
Yeah.
I really like Arkansas just because of like the revenge tour from last year, how they kind of got screwed over. I think that'd be they're out for blood. And I also like Oklahoma to do the softball baseball like sweep. I think that'd be cool. I think my championship, I'm gonna go Arkansas, Oklahoma, and I'm gonna have Arkansas getting revenge on the NCAA after getting screwed over.
Yeah, that's fair. And
But again, I want Stanford just because some kids from my high school like play for them. I'm biased for Stanford, but I don't think they'll win it.
yeah, personally, I want Stanford, Texas. I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
You got Brock Jones on one side, Yvonne Melendez on another.
Mhm.
You got two big stars going against each other. So that'd be awesome to see. But I really anything's good. A lot of these teams kind of came out of nowhere for me. I mean, Auburn was good all year, but beating Oregon State was not something I personally expected. Same with Oklahoma beating VTech.
Notre Dame beating
And,
Tennessee too. There would have been 7 SEC or soon to be SEC if Tennessee didn't blow it too, which is crazy.
Yeah, Stanford would have been the only one not.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. It starts in 2 days. On the 17th, these two games will be played, and the next day, 18th. And you can see the schedule here. How it works is if you lose, then you drop down to each bracket and keep playing until you're bracket 1, bracket 2 winner, and they play in the national championship, which is a best of 3 series. So, yeah, this is really exciting. I think each team has got what it takes to go the distance. I mean, you saw Ole Miss; they kind of fell off, but early in the season they were like undisputably the number 1 team before Tennessee had their takeover. So don't doubt Ole Miss. Again, every team, Arkansas was the number 1 team last year. They're still really good. Notre Dame just beat the number 1 team. Texas was the number 1 team before the season started.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, every team here is good. So I wouldn't sleep on any team. I could see any of these matchups happening. And I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, that's what we got for College World Series. We're excited for that. So now we will pivot to the MLB, go a rank up in baseball, and kind of just go over what's happening in the league. So we'll start with the AL East. Yankees, man, they are insane. We're just over 60 games into the season, and they're 30 games over 500. So that'll just tell you. And if you told me going this year that Garrett Cole would be probably like their 3rd or 4th best starter right now, you wouldn't believe me, or I wouldn't believe you. Good, nasty Nestor, man, Jameson Taillon, Luis Severino, all of them are dealing, and it just shows like how good their depth is. And Aaron Judge is the outright favorite to win MVP right now.
Yeah, it's his to lose.
Yeah, it's his to lose. He's on pace for over 60 homers and like 160 RBIs. I mean, it's insane. Obviously, he won't keep up those numbers. I think he has a chance at 60 homers though, which is ridiculous. So yeah, the Yankees are just the Yankees, man. I think before the season I predicted them in 3rd place. So not my best moment, but honestly, yeah, I don't think many people saw this coming.
Yeah. I think it's almost been like the same Yankees team they've had the last 3 or 4 years, except now everyone's either healthy and playing to their potential. And so this is what they've been expecting to be. And so now that they're actually this dominant team, it's like, okay, like this is what we were supposed to be. Like, so I'm not surprised that they're this good given that they the talent they have on their roster because they're able to stay healthy right now.
Yeah, it's just like they've had this roster, but it finally seems to be clicking, and they got stuff. Blue Jays having a damn good season after a slow start, and they're still 9 games back. Same with the Reds. Red Sox had a terrible start, but now they've kind of got it together, 8-2 in the last 10. And the Orioles, they're the Orioles. They're going to be in last place. But Adley Rutschman did hit his first career home run today, so shout out to Adley. AL Central continues to be probably the weakest division of baseball, or AL West. And Twins are playing well now. Carlos Correa's finally playing well. Guardians, low-key, are kind of have a nasty lineup, which was kind of unexpected for me. Jose Ramirez is definitely second in MVP right now. White Sox have been playing terribly though, and I think that's just
their manager.
Yeah, it's Tony La Russa, first of all, and it's also just they can't stay healthy. They've lost Eloy. They've lost. They had Tim Anderson gone in the beginning of the season. They just have never had a full healthy team out there.
Yep.
Which is a problem. Lance Lynn just pitched for like the first time. Yeah. So and the Tigers suck. Royals suck. even though they just won against the Giants today.
Royals are rebuilding. They got their one ring and blew it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird to see think that the Royals made back-to-back World Series.
Yeah. Same with the Tigers, dude. They were insane like early 2010s, and them and the Royals suck now.
Yeah, if you look at the three teams that the
Giants beat.
played, the Rangers, the Royals, and the Tigers. The Rangers aren't that bad, but they were like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Astros still good. I mean, when is this team not going to be good?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of annoying. Angels, man.
They fell off.
We can talk about the Angels all day. Lost 14 straight, despite having the two best players in baseball. So I feel bad for Angels fans, and I feel bad for Joe Madden. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
About the Mohawk.
I don't think he should have been fired. I think the problem is you look at the Angels opening day roster versus their roster in mid-June, and it's completely different because half their team is always injured. And I think it was just he was the scapegoat because they were playing bad and people were injured and they needed someone to blame.
Yeah, and they just got Taylor Ward back healthy. He was having all-star type season.
Yeah.
Mariners, really disappointing. I think I predicted them in second or third.
America's team is disappointing us.
Yeah, man. I really had high expectations. The Athletics, despite having a good start, they're terrible now. Yeah, they're just terrible. They had like a 9-game losing streak. Then the real league, the National League, NL East, Mets continue. I thought they were going to fall off because the Mets usually do, but they're playing well, and they should though, given the roster.
Yeah.
They have Braves 13 in a row, looking like the defending champs again after their 3 games below 500. Phillies.
I'm not sure when DeGrom gets back, but depending on if it's soon and if he stays healthy, the Mets will win it. But if he's sidelined again, like the Braves got Acuna back and like they mean business.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see a Subway Series, World Series?
That would be sick, but I don't think it happens just because the Mets always find a way to choke or the Yankees will fall apart. One of those two things has happened for a while, and both things won't go right for them.
It's
That'd
baseball,
be pretty
man.
cool.
There's always going to be a wild card team that makes a run. It's just how it goes. Or a team that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Braves, Phillies fired Joe Girardi, then went on a huge win streak, so that may tell you something. Marlins, man, they're hanging around. They're not a bad team.
They have talent.
Dude, their pitching staff is so nasty. Sandy Alcantara is one of the best pitchers I've ever seen. Like
Tyler Anderson,
one of the hardest pitchers to hit against, because every time my Giants face him, man, we just get shut down. He's nasty.
Jazz Chisholm too might be like top 3 second baseman.
Yeah, I know he's having an all-star season. I think he'll make the team. And the Nationals suck, but they
3-1 soda.
I don't not surprised by that. Also, shout out to the Reds, man. They were terrible. They're not even that bad anymore. Well, they're bad, but
they're still terrible.
But they were like 3-26.
Yeah.
So they're not as bad. But yeah, this whole division's kind of on a skid right now. Pirates swept the Dodgers and fell off. Brewers have been terrible. I don't really know why. I haven't really been keeping up the Brewers, but yeah, I don't really know. Cardinals are pretty good. I always give the Giants trouble.
Yeah.
Not much to talk about in this division. That was kind of boring.
I will say I saw a Pirates Padres game, and Brian Hayes hit a home run in the 9th inning to go up, and it was like sick because it's like the Pirates aren't good and the Padres are, and it was at Petco, and it was super fun because I'm a Giants fan, so me and my dad were like cheering, and everyone was like heckling us. It was fun.
Yeah, you got to root against those Padres, man. Yeah, Brian Hayes is a fun player, dude, and Wilson Contreras will look good in orange and black this trip.
Yes, I agree.
Padres, the top of the NL West, 40-24, having a great season. They not getting Fernando Tatis back anytime soon, but that doesn't seem to matter to them as they're winning without him. But I think that's just, due to how good their pitching staff is and the fact that Joe Musgrove's having a Cy Young season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, speaking of which, I went to that game when he pitched. He's nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty. Dodgers fall off, man. Maybe. I mean, what up? Giants swept them, so super happy. I think it's the first time since 2016 or 2015.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. My parents went to the Sunday game and they said like that it was just
Playoff atmosphere. Huh?
it was my dad's first time in a while being able to chant "Sweep LA."
Man, that would have been fun. Speaking of the Giants, 8 games above 500. Just at 1-5 in the row, so I'm not mad about the loss today too much. It is the Royals, but Brandon Crawford, man, he needs to play better. But that contract's not looking like the best contract right now. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I still love Brandon, so I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah. Giants legend, so you know what? I'm fine if he scams us a little bit.
Yeah. And we just have not been healthy. So I think once this team is fully healthy, we'll be fine. And we are still fine. I'm overreacting. I guess I'm just used to that amazing season last year where we're winning like every game. But Lamont Wade Jr. needs to come back. If we get Disco back and he's in his, last year season form, and Alex Cobb is on IL. So a lot of pieces. Steven Duggar's still out, but honestly, Luis Gonzalez is better than him. So I'm not even.
Dude,
Luis is like
early in the year, Luis Gonzalez, like I was like, who is this guy? And then he got rookie of the month, and it's just like total studs that just like these no-name players when they initially get called up. And I'll be honest, like I'm a big Giants fan, and half of the players like 2 years ago, I had never heard of half these players, and now they're studs for us.
Yeah, I know. But I do get a little mad when Farhan just makes these nobody trades and then Kapler just puts him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, you had that lineup of like Donnie Walton, Stuart Fairchild.
I went to a game where there were at least 3 or 4 players where me and my brother were laughing because we didn't know who it was, and our dad was just asking us like, who are these players? It was Kai Tom was one of them. It was Scott Friesen or whatever that guy's name was. It was, oh my God, it was, and then they got smoked because it was when everyone was hurt. Now a few people are hurt, but like it was bad. It was hard to watch.
I forgot what series that was, but it was like literally like 5 dudes who just had like pulled off the street.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks hanging around. Rockies are bad. I mean, there's not much to say about that, but go Giants. So we are 5 games into the NBA Finals. Warriors lead the series 3-2. Very happy about this. 1 win away from champions again. I'm going to the watch party in Chase tomorrow. And if we win, freaking Tyler Anderson is a no-hitter through 7.
Yeah, I just got that. That every time you get those alerts, that means it gets broken up in the next 30 minutes.
Giants legend though. Anyway, if we win, bro, I'm gonna go to that parade for sure. That'd be so fun. Yeah. So Celtics. Yeah, we've already recapped. I think 3 of these games. Oh shoot, I forgot to ask Casey what he thought. Whatever, I'll just put it at the end.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I think we recapped 3 of these games. Yeah, because the 4th one hadn't happened when we last filmed. So Warriors won game 4. It was a must win, or else we're gonna go down 3-1 in the Garden. Stakes were high. Curry, man, 43.
Look at Curry, man.
Just phenomenal performance. Put the team on his back. It felt like no one else could do anything. Andrew Wiggins, 17 and 16 though. Also great, but just wasn't very efficient. But yeah, Steph Curry put the team on his back, and I hated people like, oh, he's carrying the team. The team is trash. No. Game 5 proved that that's not true. And yeah, Curry's just a phenomenal player though, man. That game was insane.
Yeah. You look at Andrew Wiggins' stat line from game 5. He shot over 50% from the field, yet shot 0 for 6 from 3, which I thought was super like kind of funny to look at. But
it showed you how good he was around the rim, though.
Yeah, if we're doing MVPs by individual games, he definitely was MVP for game 5. I think people who are saying he's MVP of the series a little recency bias. Maybe if he does the same in game 6 and Curry doesn't show up, but it's Curry's finals MVP to lose. I think this could be a scenario again where even if the Warriors lose, could Curry still win finals MVP? Like that's not entirely unrealistic.
I don't know.
I think he'd have to drop 50 twice in a row, but
I don't know if they have I don't know if that's possible though. Do they have a rule where you have to win the finals to win final MVP?
It's more like a standard. I know Jerry West did it in like the 60s. Like that was the last time it happened because I saw something on
Messed
Instagram.
up the team that won. But yeah,
So, probably not, but
good thing the Celtics don't have anyone that would win it. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. If you told me that Andrew Wiggins would outplay Jason Tatum in the series, I wouldn't believe you. But he is. He's locking up Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum has had like one good game. I think it was game 3.
I saw this stat where it's Jason Tatum is like 13 for 55 while being guarded by Andrew Wiggins in the
I think
series.
he's 26, but he shoots the ball so much. Was it this? He hasn't even. Yeah, he hasn't. I don't. Hasn't even broke 30. No,
He's
in
just put up
12.
mid-20s each game, I think.
Yeah.
It might have been in game 1. No, Al Horford played well game 1. Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
been
No,
putting up
he had
anywhere
like.
between
I think he had
20.
12 this game. Yeah, he had 12. Yeah. If the Celtics want to win this series, Jason Tatum needs to show up and he needs to put down 35 at least.
Yeah,
He's their main scorer, and yeah, I mean, he has not shown up. Andrew Wiggins is locking him up for the most part. I mean, it's hard to lock someone up of his caliber that well. He's still had made some insane shots
hmm
as he should. Jaylen Brown has been playing super well. Didn't show up this game. He
Yep.
had 18, but he wasn't. He was kind of a
It was
non-factor.
bad shooting.
Yeah. Al Horford had that one good game. But yeah, this game was just so hyped, dude.
Derek White had 1 point in 21 minutes.
1 point. Yeah, Derek White, bro. That guy pissing me off anyway.
Everyone,
Yeah,
this kid on my soccer team, he's a Celtics fan. And he was hyping up Derek White after game 1, saying like he's like most underrated player like in the league and stuff. And then Derek White has just disappeared for the entire
ice
final.
cold,
Really,
dude. Ice
he's just
cold.
been a non-factor.
I think he had no 7. He had one good game. Maybe it was
It was game 1. He had like
no, but he had one good game besides that. I think.
Yeah.
16 here, but like, I don't know. Yeah, game 1 he was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited about this. Warriors just need to take one of these last 2. Celtics need to win both. I don't see Celtics winning this series. People are saying Celtics in 7, but I mean they did it against the Bucks. And the Bucks were the reigning champs. But I just don't see it happening for the Warriors.
I don't see the Warriors losing a game 7 because it's at home.
Right. Celtics had that game 7 in TD Garden against Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I was not in Milwaukee. They did have to win the game 6 on the road though.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Warriors, I think Boston's gonna be like, we don't want to lose. The Warriors are like, I don't want to have that. I just want to win now. I don't want to have that stress of a game 7. So it's gonna be a good game. I'm super excited for this. Like I said, I'll be in Chase Center for this one, watching on the big screen with all these Warriors fans. So I'm super excited for that. Go Dubs. Last but not least, we will talk about the World Cup. We have this stage is set. We have the 32 teams that will be in Qatar in November. Weirdly enough, we should be playing them right now. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking about this off camera, but Luke, what do you think is the hardest group, or you can pick 2 if you want?
I'm gonna go with Group F, just seeing how Canada did in the CONCACAF qualifiers. There's no group of death, so it's kind of hard to point at one group individually. I think F and H are the 2 hardest, but I think I'm just gonna give it to F just because Morocco's an underrated team. They played the US recently, and although the US kind of smoked them, they're good. They have good players. And then Canada's a young team, and young teams always do well. They're fiery. And then Belgium was the number 1 team in the world a few months ago, and then it's that Croatia team that made the finals from 2018. So that's a hard group to get out of. I could see Canada or Morocco making it out as sort of an like surprise upset, but I don't think that should be a surprise upset. Things like that always happen in hard groups, like it did in 2014 when Portugal didn't make it, but the US advanced.
Right. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Group F, Canada's a good team, man. Obviously, they won CONCACAF. And Morocco's a good team, although the US just beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Yeah, like you said, no real group of death. I think these last 3 groups are the best. But yeah, I'm excited for Group B. England USA is just gonna be a war, dude.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a war. Iran and Wales though are not bad teams at all. So, do you think the U.S. will advance, or do you think? But because I mean, I think the U.S. should advance. They're the second
Yeah.
best. They're the second best team in this group, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes the way they play, they're the first best team in this group. I don't know about that, but they they have high potential, and they are the youngest team in the World Cup, which does give us hope for future World Cups. But I don't know. I just feel like we're sometimes a little too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Just tied against El Salvador. Like we have those moments where it's like, dude, what are we doing? No pun intended there with Taylor Twellman. But yeah, I mean, I feel like inconsistency is kind of something that bites us. But I think we have the talent to advance. I just don't know if we will.
I think if we can figure out who our goalie is going to be, I don't like Zach Steffen. Like, with all due respect to that guy, he's a great goalie.
But
But
Matt Turner is my goal.
I think we have better options. I think we roll the dice and go with Gaga Slonina, the 17-year-old. If he doesn't play goalie this World Cup, he will in 2026. You can hold me to that. But I think the U.S. figures out who their striker is, they'll advance.
2026 World Cup is in the U.S., right?
Yeah, it's U.S., Canada, Mexico are like sharing it.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaga Slovenia, from the Chicago Fire, 2004 born. But all these big clubs want him, like Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So yeah, really cool. Yeah, like you said, he'll be the goalkeeper of the future for sure. I just don't know if you can trust him on this big stage when
Yeah.
he hasn't really been there yet.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
played in the MLS, and he's a year older than me. I don't know if he's trustworthy.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd go with a guy like Matt Turner personally, who showed in the
Yeah.
Gold Cup that he's a damn good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's kind of just go. This is already a pretty long episode, but let's just go quickly over each group and kind of give your two to advance.
Um,
Starting with Group A.
I'm gonna go Netherlands and Senegal.
Um, I think Qatar's we can rule them out. Uh, although they weren't that bad in the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
Ecuador's always a sneaky team. But Netherlands far away the best team in this group, and it's kind of who's next. I think I go Senegal as well.
Mhm.
I'll go B. We can do snake. I think it's gonna be pretty chalk here. I like USA and England, but I can also see Wales advancing.
I'm gonna go upset and say USA Wales, but I'm just doing that to be different. I'm expecting England to make it, but I don't want to have the same picks the whole time. C, I'm gonna go Argentina and Poland just because I don't like the Mexican coach. He's terrible. Tata or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Terrible coach. I think Mexico disappoints and he gets fired, and I think it's for the best for the Mexican team.
Yeah, I like. I don't want Mexico to advance, but I'll pick Mexico along with Argentina in this one. Group D, I like France and Denmark. I think this is one of the easiest to pick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Though the Socceroos are not bad.
Yeah. I think Denmark's they're an underrated team. They did really well in the Euros. Obviously Eriksen's healthy and he's one of their star players. I think France and Denmark will advance in D as well.
Yeah.
For E, I'm gonna go with the surprise pick. Germany's gonna advance. And then I'm gonna pick Costa Rica just for fun because they won the group of death in 2018. Keylor Navas is a world-class goalie, and I don't really like the Spanish national team. They disappointed in Euros. They haven't impressed me when I've seen them play or seen their highlights. And so I think Costa Rica and Germany advance from that group.
Yeah, Costa Rica is gonna be my little pick there, and I'm gonna still pick them. I'm just gonna flip. I'm just gonna go Costa Rica, Spain. I just like Costa Rica's always a feisty team. And
Yeah.
yeah, you mentioned they've been on the stage before and they've made it a little bit of a run. And I think it'd just be a fun storyline if Germany got eliminated.
Yeah.
And the group F, I like Canada and Belgium.
Mhm.
I think Belgium will make it, but it's Croatia is obviously the favorite for that second spot. But I like the way these Canadians play. Uh, they're a good team. I mean, they've put it to the U.S. recently, so
Yeah.
I like them.
I'm gonna choose Canada, Croatia, just because I feel like Belgium constantly is disappointing and not living up to expectations.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, I won't be surprised if Belgium does well, just because they are a very talented team and they should do well.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead for Group G.
Group G, I'm gonna go Brazil, Serbia. Serbia won the European World Cup qualifier group with Portugal. They are a legit team that I feel like gets slept on just because of the other European giants that are out there. But I think Brazil's I think is a lock. They've never not made out of the knockouts or something.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that. It's something absurd. If Brazil doesn't make it out, then like the country's gonna like disappear or something. So Brazil's obviously gonna advance, and then Serbia I think will as well.
Yeah, I think Brazil is a lock. Yeah, the second team is tough for me. I feel like all of them could make it.
Yeah.
I'll just pick Cameroon for the fun of it. Not a bad team at all. And then Group H, I think Portugal, although they have a tendency to choke sometimes. I'll go Portugal and I'll go, like you said, Korea's underrated. Uruguay's good. I'm gonna go chalk. I'm gonna go Uruguay just because they've been so good recently, although they tied the US 0-0, but
Yeah. I'm gonna go Portugal, Ghana, because there is some bad blood between Ghana and Uruguay from a few years ago when Luis Suarez did like the handball. I'm not saying it was a dirty play or anything, but I'm just saying the people in Ghana, the players, they all hate Luis Suarez and Uruguay for that. So I'm gonna go Ghana gets revenge, and they go through. Who's your team to win? I know it's way too early. Who do you think wins it?
I think either France or Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Brazil.
I'm gonna probably go Argentina just because I feel like Messi finally has a good supporting
Messi
cast.
last dance.
Messi finally has a good supporting cast, and I feel like he finally gets it done this year. I want to see him win, bro. The ideal final is Messi versus Ronaldo. Argentina Portugal would break the internet. That would be insane.
Yeah, but I need the LeBron James of soccer in the final though. Frankly. Yeah. So go US.
Yep.
And I'm so excited for the World Cup, dude. It's the best time of year.
Yeah.
That and March
I wish it was in the summer, bro.
Yeah, that makes it so much better. But watching on winter Thanksgiving break's gonna be fun too.
Yeah, the U.S. England game is gonna be so watched a ton because it's on a Black Friday this year. So it's like national holiday. Everyone's gonna have work off. It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be so lit, dude. Yeah. World Cup, March Madness, best times of year.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you again, Luke. Real quick though, again, like I said, Casey is missing. So Casey's gonna, send his own little updates and his thoughts and everything. And I'll put that all right here. It's just probably a minute long. And yeah, I forgot to say it earlier. I would have put it in each segment by itself, but I didn't. So you'll just have a bunch of Casey all by itself here. So yeah, thank you, Luke, for joining us and filling in again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week and peace out.
All right.
I do not have Wi-Fi to join the Zoom as I am in the Caribbean. However, I can talk about some stuff here. So, first of all, game 4, 5, and 3 of Warriors Celtics. What games? There were 3. It looked like the Celtics were going to win the series. A domination for the Celtics. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown playing well. However, game 4, the Steph Curry legacy game, looks like he may get his first Finals MVP if the Warriors can pull this out. And then yesterday, 2 days ago, game 5, I thought this really showed how deep the Warriors really are, Without Steph playing well, didn't have a single three-pointer. Andrew Wiggins really stepped up to the plate and showed how good he is alongside Clay Klay Thompson and Draymond had a much better performance. So if I had to guess, I would say the Warriors win it in 6. However, I know tomorrow will be close, and I can easily see the Celtics winning tomorrow, but the Warriors will win 7. That is my prediction for that. And yeah, with college baseball, very surprising. Tennessee losing to my brother's school in Notre Dame. It's shocking. 2 years in a row, the number 1 overall seed lost. Very surprising there. Oklahoma also beat Virginia Tech, predicting that. And Texas is the number 1 prediction right now to win it. But if I had to pick, I'm going with a Stanford Notre Dame final, and I like Notre Dame to win the College World Series. Oliver, what's your prediction? The Tampa Bay Lightning, ever since they had that heartbreaking loss in the playoffs, have been one of the greatest dynasties in sports as they throttle the New York Rangers, Luke, and they are in the finals to play the Avalanche. However, I like the Avalanche after that sweep versus Edmonton. I think they will win the Stanley Cup. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. As you can see, it's hard for me to join. No Wi-Fi here, but I'll be back next time. And see you.